Why 3 actors have played Spider-Man in 10 years. A superhero is mostly known by the actor who plays it for extended periods of time. When you think of Hulk, you would be reminded of Mark Ruffalo, just like Chris Evans' name always clicks in our minds when we say Captain America. But if we think of Spider-Man, you would think Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire, for some even Andrew Garfield. But why? Why have 3 different actors played Spider-Man in the last decade? Well, we are going to uncover the real reason in today's video. Stay tuned till the end to find out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. There are various reasons why 3 actors have played Spider-Man, but most of it comes down to poor studio decisions and failed films. For now, with Tom Holland as the current hero, the films are doing good, but maybe Tom shouldn't get too comfortable even if we consider the previous record. Let's take a look. The start of success in 2002. It's not wrong to say that the first Spider-Man movie in 2002 created a cultural impact, and superheroes were again in trend. Even though X-Men was released in the 2000s, it didn't invoke such a craze among the public. The first Spider-Man movie starred Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, and with a solid plot, the film had grossed $821 million at the box office worldwide. This is an impressively huge number, even by today's standard. For example, it's more than what Ant-Man and the Wasp earned in 2018. After the initial success, the Spider-Man trilogy continued with director Sam Raimi and lead cast Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and James Franco. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3 combined earned $2.5 billion at the box office worldwide. The franchise gave a new turn to the film industry. However, in spite of the undeniable success of the trilogy, the franchise was rebooted 5 years after Spider-Man 3. Failure of Spider-Man 3. If we look at the box office numbers, Spider-Man 3 was a great success. Domestically, it was the highest-grossing film of 2007, making more money at the box office than its previous parts. Spider-Man 3 made $890 million worldwide, and this record for Best Spider-Man Film was only broken by Spider-Man Far Away From Home in 2019. But even with huge money, the critics and fans were not happy with the movie. The plot was too stuffed with Spider-Man fighting 3 villains: Sandman, Venom, Green Goblin. In addition, there is a love triangle going on. Peter Parker is also fighting an inner battle after he becomes infected with a Venom symbiote. Due to Venom's symbiote, he becomes emo Peter Parker and dances idiotically in the street, sports an awful haircut, and acts stupid overall. Adding so many plots to a single movie, the critics, cinema-goers, and even the director agreed that the film was awful. Fun activity: comment with a heart if you love Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Spider-Man 4, no more. Although Spider-Man 3 earned well, even with its issues, Sony Production tried to continue with their plan of releasing Spider-Man 4 with the same team. As director Sam Raimi started to work on the 4th movie, he made a few mistakes again. He was looking to feature Vulture as the new film's villain, played by John Malkovich. Anne Hathaway was supposed to play Vulturous. The scheduled date of the film was set May 6, 2011, but it never came. Sam Raimi told Sony that he couldn't meet the release date and he no longer wanted to make the film. Instead of bringing a new director, Sony decided to reboot the franchise from the start. Andrew Garfield, the new hero and gone hero. As Sam Raimi quit, Sony announced in 2010 that Spider-Man 4 is canceled and a reboot film will hit the cinemas in 2012. Sony's plan included that the reboot would show Peter Parker in high school and tell the story through a boy becoming a man. They brought in Andrew Garfield, who was younger than Maguire but still a decade older than the teenager the film required. The new director, Mark Webb, felt Andrew Garfield was best for the Amazing Spider-Man because of his chemistry with Emma Stone. However, the film underperformed at the box office and received intense criticism on the decision of retelling Spider-Man's story. The plot and character were also criticized because the cool skateboarding Peter Parker and the Amazing Spider-Man didn't match the Peter Parker the audience knew. The new plot of Peter Parker's father's death as a conspiracy also confused fans because Uncle Ben's death as a father figure was already done. Nevertheless, the film got a sequel as The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was a box office bomb. It earned the lowest at the box office than any other Spider-Man movie, in addition to worst critical reception. The plot was overstuffed again with new villain Electro, return of Green Goblin's character, a tattooed villain, Rhino. The death of Parker's father was tied to Peter becoming Spider-Man. The worst of all, Gwen Stacy was killed. All in all, 2014 Spider-Man was a disaster. A deal between Sony and Marvel Studios. Spider-Man has always been part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, Sony bought the rights for Spider-Man long before MCU started. So once the Marvel Studios movies started hitting monumental success with Iron Man and the Avengers, Sony was interested in striking the right deal with Marvel so they can both get what they want. No one had ever heard before that two successful production rivals would join hands. This was a miracle. Marvel was desperate to bring Spider-Man into the Marvel Universe, so they agreed to Sony's request of rebooting the Spider-Man franchise once again and bringing a new actor. The production studios will share the franchise, where Sony would remain the distributor of the Spider-Man franchise and keep all the box office earnings. On the other hand, Marvel could add Spider-Man in any of their movies as a character while keeping all the merchandising profits. Now it was time to find the third Peter Parker. Tom Holland brought it home. By the way, are you eagerly waiting for Spider-Man No Way Home? Then hit the like button. With Marvel at the head, they decided not to directly reboot the Spider-Man film, but rather introduce the character in another film. In 2016, Spider-Man was brought into MCU in Captain America: Civil War. Since he was young Peter Parker, Tom Holland was selected to be perfect to play the role of a teenager. Holland was praised as Spider-Man in Civil War since he was actually closer to the age of Peter Parker. Moreover, his character was willing to fight crime as Spider-Man instead of a sob origin story. 2 years later, MCU starred Tom Holland in his film Spider-Man: Homecoming. This was the first Spider-Man movie by Marvel Studios, and it was an instant success. It has the highest Rotten Tomatoes score of any Spider-Man movie and grossed worldwide closer to Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man joined the Avengers, Infinity War 2018, and Avengers Endgame 2019, becoming a milestone and winning the audience over. Soon after the Endgame, Spider-Man: Far Away From Home was supposed to be released. This created a huge buzz, grossed $1 billion at the box office, and also earned amazing reviews. Turning back? Rumors. There are rumors that Sony is trying to regain all control of the franchise back to themselves. They had planned it even if Far Away From Home didn't gross $1 billion. Maybe Sony is proud to earn nearly as much as Spider-Man: Homecoming as their Venom 2018. Even though the reviews are not good, $856 million is a very pleasing number. Sony has planned a sequel to Venom already, and there are several other projects in development as well. Sony is wanting to introduce Spider-Man in those projects to boost his profile. But the question is, how will it go? Will Marvel let Sony walk back on their word and snatch Holland into their franchise? Or will Sony ask for a fourth reboot? We'll have to wait and watch until then. That's a wrap of today's video. In your opinion, who best played Spider-Man's role? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Hit the subscribe button to stay updated on our latest videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.